I'd like to introduce Kendall Matthews. Kendall has a passion for business and marketing, and he consults on the digital side. He also specializes in bringing new technology into the company's workflows if you're looking to automate things. You can find him easily on YouTube, where he shares information about funding opportunities as well as strategies that will help scale up service-based business. In his past roles, he's been vice president of marketing, head of marketing, and creative marketing manager. Kendall's also won 3 American Marketing Association Spectrum Awards in Phoenix, Arizona. And he is also the president of the Purdue Alumni Club of Phoenix, and Kendall's family-owned restaurant is in St. Louis. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Kendall, and he will give you the presentation. And
all right.
As a reminder, everybody, put your questions in the chat, and we will get to them at the end. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for coming on. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the chats. And then if you have any nuggets that you get from this presentation as I'm going through, just type in the word nuggets, and then so everyone can see some things that you've learned as you're going through this presentation. It's informal, but we're going to go through a lot of slides and make sure that we're just driving it right into it. And this is how to ramp up your email list. Some of the things that I've learned, some of the things that we're talking about is email marketing and maximizing the ROI from that. So let's just jump right into it. When it comes to email marketing, most business owners send out email to everyone on the list. And that's going to be an issue because blasting emails to everyone to your list is a mistake. And why is that a mistake? Because there's a general principle called segmentation. Now, what does that actually mean? And that's one of the things that we want to figure out. So segmentation, so write this down, put in your notes, has proven highly effective when it comes to email marketing. So this is not you already know that email marketing is important, but it's how you're going to dive into it and making sure that you're separating things out. And that's with the segmentation of the email marketing. Segmentation allows you to get the right message in front of the right people. So when you're doing that, it's going to be how should you segment your email list? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So on your piece of paper, if you have a notepad, I want you to write down 1 to 22. So I'm going to give you 22 tips. So write down on your pad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 22, because that's what we're going to dive in today and how you can segment your email list. I'm going to give you 22 tips on that. So in order to be effective to segment your list, you're going to need email marketing software. And if you want to take a screenshot of this next list, this is some email marketing platforms that work well with segmenting your list. There's Aweber and GetResponse, ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, and Drip. I've personally used GetResponse and Aweber. Aweber has been a great tool for me. I've been a part of them and utilizing Aweber for years now, and they do a really good job of segmenting that list. So that's one tool if you want to look at and check out. That's a great tool. Also, GetResponse is very good as well. So those are 2 tools that I recommend. If you want to take a screenshot of this, that'd be great. All right, here's the segmentation method number 1, new subscribers. So once you have your email marketing software, one of the segmentation that you want to focus on is your new subscribers when they're coming inside of your list. Now, these emails that you do, you want to have them introduce your company. Let the subscribers know what you care about. Tell your readers what you can expect from future emails, and then showing off your best stuff. Now, I want you to go ahead right now, and there's going to be some questions about what does that actually look like. So go ahead and put your notes and put that in the chat section about what does that actually mean and how do you actually do that? And we could talk about that at the end. When sending emails to your new subscribers, you want to make sure you're giving them the best resources that you've created. And I have some tips on how to do that. We'll talk about that at the end. So by pointing out your readers to your best material, you can add value to them and establish that credibility right up front. So that's one of the first things you want to do. Method number 2. So method number 2, write this down. You want to segment by preferences. And you can do this all within inside of any email marketing software that you're using. So this is also called self-segmentation. So self-segmentation. When you're segmenting or when you're self-segmenting, you're looking at if this individual, the subscriber wants to have monthly updates, weekly updates, or once per day, so they can say what they actually want to do. They also can say, I want all of the above, everything that you're providing. You can sort of see some of these on some of the major media news channels that if you go to like a USA Today and you subscribe to their list, or CNN or Fox News and you jump into their list, they'll give you the option of how can you want the information that they have, and that's called self-segmentation. Number 3, segmenting method is by location. So here's an example. Let's say you're hosting a local live event or a meetup or a training, something like this. You can also segment them by location when they're coming inside of the platform, or you're going to speaking at a conference. So what you're learning today is how can you actually utilize some of the email marketing software to better segment so you can maximize the ROI to make sure you're finding the right individuals. Or maybe there's some specific holidays or events that only occur in specific countries. So you're segmenting based upon those events in those countries. This also allows your email list by location to allow you to send location-specific emails to your list. So that helps you with that personalization for you as well. Number 4 on that list is open rate. So when you're segmenting by open rate, one of the things you want to do is whatever the case is, you probably don't want to waste your time emailing to people who don't open them. So one of the things when you're segmenting and you're segmenting those is making sure that you're only sending those people who are opening the emails. And that's what you can do over a period of time. So that segmenting your list by open rate, simply you can set up a condition where you only send those emails by the different rates. And then you're able to open up those at a certain set of times. All right. And then one other option is, can you go ahead and make sure that when you're segmenting those, you can resend those emails, which is just a great opportunity, especially resending the emails. Number 5, and I use this a lot, and that's the inactivity. So when you're segmenting by inactivity. So if someone doesn't open up or click your emails for a while, often you give them a special bonus to try to get them to engage with your emails. That's also going to help you with what's called your email deliverability rate. And for some email sequences, you want your reader to take particular action. Now, one of the things that I love taking these particular actions is you can make sure they're more engaged with your emails so you can help you understand what they actually want. Number 6, segmenting number 6 is something called a lead magnet, So what is a lead magnet? So each particular lead magnet, and we all know this because we're all been in business for a while, and that speaks to a specific subject or a niche or a follow-up email.
Okay, so just double check it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So just let me know if I got it done.
Thank you. So let's go ahead and jump in there. So another way to segment is based upon lead magnet is a type of lead magnet that a person downloads. So if you have different lead magnets or different offers, you can segment by what offer that the person has downloaded inside of your email software that you have. And then also by sending hyper-specific messages like this, you can ensure that your emails are relevant to the reader that is going through that process. Number 7, so write this down, abandon form. And this, especially if you have an e-commerce platform. So the key is to capture their email address first. So you want to capture your email address first and then provide them some type of something of value, especially when they're something called a marketing qualified lead. Number 8 segment method is abandon shopping cart. And that abandoned shopping cart, especially as what I focus on is service-based business owners, is very important because you can make every effort to capture them when they're going through that checkout process. And then when they're going through that, you can go ahead and send them information. So here's a couple of specific examples. And if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can. So if you want to give them a special discount and give those people coming back to a purchase. Now, this is what we do a lot with the restaurant that we have in St. Louis called Miss Piggy Smokehouse. Great barbecue, but we always give individuals, when they go to our checkout page, a reason to come back to us in a future date by giving them that discount if they didn't purchase. And we have this all inside the back end of our system. And it has helped us, and we know this specifically from the restaurant, to generate at least about $30,000 per month just on our abandoned shopping cart, or when people go to that to purchase, and give them that additional coupon so they can come back at a future date as well. And of course, you can use your abandoned shopping cart segment for advertising purposes. Now, there's, of course, numerous plugins that you can use from your websites and your captured abandoned carts. There's a couple of folks in the group who are digital marketing specialists and marketing managers who can help you do those things. But the main point is that there's opportunity here for you to utilize this software to be able to engage your users a lot better. Another segmentation method, number 9, so 9 out of the 22 that we're going to go through, is non-buyers. So by surveying your non-buyers, you gain valuable marketing insights so you can improve on your future offers. And that's going to be key for what you want to do. So as prospects need at least 7 touches, you've heard of this before, with a brand before they're open to ready to make a purchase from you. So the opportunity is to provide them some different types of information so you can educate your non-buyers with some information. So giving them testimonials, case studies. What I really like and what I've seen work well is behind the scenes videos. So I'm a big proponent of utilizing videos. And if you show them behind the scenes that you are a real person, you are a real brand, a real company, that is going to make them feel like, all right, this is someone that I know, like, and trust, because I can see that they're actually doing the work and they're doing it for me. So also video demos and trainings, you see a lot of those, but I think that the behind the scenes videos and showing you the why you create this type of process, or why you're doing the thing that you're doing, the service that you're providing, is very powerful for individuals to understand who you are and why they should work with you. And what's great about this, of course, you post these tips and tricks on social media, but you can also repurpose that content so you can able to capture more individuals as you're going through that process. So if you had when you have those non-buyers, when they convert to those paying customers, it's great inside when you're segmenting to remove the different segments from the non-buyers to the buyers segment. So what happens is they go to different areas of your campaign inside of the marketing platforms, inside of the email marketing software that you have. Segment method number 10, buyers. Segment number 10 is buyers. You don't want to send them emails encouraging them to purchase something that they've already purchased. So that's why you want to tag individuals and when you're segmenting to what they've already purchased. So you can either send them either new content or you understand what they have already in the past. This way, you're not going to be cannibalizing on the dollars that you've already spent, and you are able to make sure that you're focused on moving them into different products or complementary products around your store, around your services. And so you can make them more sticky as you're going through that process. Of course, here are some of those ideas. Once again, you'll see it across here, video, personalized video, thanking them for the order. Or how's it made video, or the story around what you've done to that. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this if you want. You can invite them to a customers only Facebook group if you have something like. Tell them stories or case studies of wins from existing customers so they have that social proof that they know that you've done something, and you know that there's other people who have tried your services and were able to be successful with that. Segmentation method number 11. All right, we're almost there, halfway there. It's the type of purchase. So the type of purchase. So each type of purchase, a buyer should put into their own segment. So yes, and so we're going to make sure that those segments are very important. They can email them highly relevant offers to each segment on your list. So that's why you're segmenting. That's why you're maximizing your ROI, because you're segmenting and giving people what they actually want. And you don't have to have a large list to be able to do this. You can have a list of less than less than 100 individuals or 50, 100, or up to 1,000, it doesn't matter. But doing this right the first time and setting it up properly before you start buying different software packages and making sure you're having things set up is going to be very, very key as you're moving forward through this process. Segment method number 12, purchase frequency. How many times that this segment has purchased? So those bonuses include special downloads, easy access to products, one-on-one access to yourself. You can do this even if you have a service business, a restaurant like we have, or even the different technologies that are available. If you're selling technology, or if you're selling your marketing consulting services, or even if you're in solar, you can do some of these things to have as a bonus to those people who frequently do things with you. Now, your frequent buyers are the best customers, and you want to do everything you can to keep them and them purchasing from you. And you want to make sure that your products require replenishing, or making sure that you're reminded that when it's time to buy more. But one of the things that a lot of folks and I'm going to tell you a tip that we also use here, is for those frequent purchasers, we also ask them for referrals. We ask them to fill out our Google My Business, that we have a profile, and we ask them to put a review out. So if we know that they're in our segment for our frequent purchase, we also put links and send them links to go ahead and fill out this Google My Business profile for us and referral link, and give us a review. So we always do that with our frequent buyers when someone's on that list. The seasonal. All right, so here's a great nugget for you, and we do this often. So the seasonal. Considering the creating a segment when your buyer is interested in particular products during particular times of the year. Let me give you a specific example with this. So my folks have a restaurant in St. Louis called Miss Biggie's Smokehouse. And a couple of years back, we stated that let's go ahead and have a Thanksgiving package or catering package for those individuals. And we'll only do it 3 weeks right before Thanksgiving. So what we did was we have a segmented list of about 200 buyers who every year, and then it's expanding, have purchased products from us for our Thanksgiving packages. And those packages can range up, off at $100, it goes up to $500 for Thanksgiving. And we segment those individuals who raise their hand and say, yes, we want to have a Thanksgiving turkey. So we don't send that Thanksgiving offer out every time. It's a seasonal offer. So in your product or service, think about what can you provide during certain seasons of the year, so you can also be able to segment those individuals. So now we know that we have a segmented list inside of that list of about 5,000 to 6,000 subscribers we have for the restaurant. Those individuals who raise their hand and say, we're the 200 individuals who want to love your Thanksgiving package that you offer, and we want to purchase those. Segment method number 14. So the stage in the sales funnel. Now, the stage in the sales funnel is this. Your new subscribers are cold. They don't know you when they're going inside of your email campaigns or you're getting on the list. So what you want to do is you can include information about what your product or service actually does. So they already raised their hand. They want more information. But what I love in this new, and what I would suggest for cold subscribers, is being able to provide frequently asked questions about your product or services, tips, tricks, and hacks about what will help demonstrate your expertise. But they want more information, especially when they're new subscribers. Those warm subscribers are those who have been subscribers for some period of time. And so if you've been with you for some period of time, here's some tips for them. You want to give them some long educational blog posts or forms, or some type of longer content, or an invitation to watch another video that you have maybe on your YouTube channel, or if you're doing some type of webinar. The opportunity is they already know you. They already have been listening to the content that you've been providing. Now let's go ahead and wrap that relationship a little bit deeper with them by providing that information for them. Now your hot subscribers. Hot subscribers are those who love what you do and your offers, and they're ready to purchase from you now. And those individuals who have raised their hand, that's when you want to hop on that sales call. So having that information inside of a call to action to make sure that they want to have a purchase from you. You want to give them a limited time offer that will expire after a short period of time. So each type of subscriber, they need different types of emails to be sent. So when I talked about earlier, we're talking about what are one of the main mistakes that service-based businesses do, they're blasting emails out to everyone, is because they don't segment and say this individuals who just come on the list, we don't want to send them a purchase right away if they're not ready for that. So we basically create content for the different segments that they're in. And you only just need to focus maybe on 3, those people who are cold, warm, or hot. If you are in a higher level of understanding of what marketing is in terms, you might call them an inquiry lead or a marketing lead or sales qualified lead, an IQL, MQL, or an SQL if you want to get more specific, but just call them, for most folks, this is a cold, warm, or hot lead, and then we create content for those 3 different segments. Segmentation method number 15 is age. And this works very well if you're in the different age groups, if you're focusing on that. One of the companies I worked with was a health and wellness. So they had different products for those individuals who were above 65 and between 65 and 75 years old. And then they had other products for energy for those individuals who are on that 35 to 50-year-old mark. So you can segment your list based upon age as well. Of course, cookbooks, one of the things that we do as well at the restaurant is like we have a cookbook available. And so we know that those individuals who are coming with us and they're like around that, if they say, well, we want a cookbook, we want it for our family. And so we send information out to those once they get on that list. Segmentation method number 16, so we're almost there, folks. 16 is gender. So you can segment those individuals by if they raise their hand when they first opt in, if they're male or female. You might have seen some of those lists, but then when you separate that, especially if you own like a fitness company, say, all right, if this is a male or female, you're going to provide them maybe different type of content. They have different type of things that they want you to help assist with based upon their gender. And so you can actually do that and provide that information. Segment method number 17, company role. All right, company role. Now this is key, especially if you're focused on either a B2B, so business to business marketing. And so that customer role is going to be very important, making sure that you're targeting the right people, targeting the right offers. If we're talking to the chief revenue officer, you're going to have different type of information for that individual. If we're talking to the CEO or owner, you're going to have other type of content for them. If you talk to a specialist, because you're trying to get inside of the company, you're going to have more information, more in-depth information that focuses on what their needs are. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on your content on segments of their company role. The next is organization type. So number 18, organization type. So for example, this how to save on taxes as a nonprofit, how to get more donors for your nonprofit, how to run a successful fundraising campaign. When you create different segments, and of course you're seeing how this rolls into your content marketing plans that you are most likely have a great grasp of already, you're able to create content and provide these individuals with the information that they want at the time that they want it. So let's say that you specialize in helping companies average revenues over $100,000. You're able to segment those individuals into that proper organization segment content plan that you already have for them. Segment method number 19, clicks. So you can survey your readers and then respond based on their clicks. This is if you have a list, it doesn't matter what size, one of the great things that you can do to keep them engaged is to send them a survey, or ask them to respond back to your email. So instead of having them go somewhere else, just have a survey that they don't have to click on, but they can respond immediately back to that email. That will help you with getting those clicks for you as well. So there are 2 benefits in surveying. You get your audience to self-segment based upon the clicks, And then, in other words, they can tell you exactly what they're interested in, which has been very helpful. You also get more engagement with your emails, like I was talking about. That helps with your overall deliverability. So if you're getting any nuggets, of course, make sure you just type in that, hey, here's a nugget. You want to put a star around some of this information. Telling a story in your email, but don't reveal the entire story. Let them click to the end. So this is important because what you want to do is having like a cliffhanger. You want to provide individuals with information up front, but you want to give them a cliffhanger so they can go to the next content. So you're leading them down a path, and that path is going to be very helpful. So you click to the end. So when they click, they either go to your YouTube channel or go to your blog or go to another piece of content that you have somewhere else, but you're moving them through that sales funnel, that information funnel that you're helping them tell that story a lot better. All right, segmentation method number 20, satisfaction. So you can send appropriate emails to customers based on how satisfied they are with your business. So you might have seen some of those emails in the past. So you might see those, they're like happy faces. Or could you go ahead and tell me if you're happy with this, with our product, click the happy face. If you want also improve on something, click the frowny face. So those are type of segments that you can also do in getting that customer satisfaction. All right, almost there. Segmentation method number 21, customers who refer. Now, we talked about this before earlier on about making sure that we're segmenting right as we're maximizing our ROI. And you can do this upfront in any email software platform that you have. So you can offer them specific discounts for every person that they refer. The bonuses can give them on a regular basis, such as exclusive content. Let me give you a specific example for the restaurant that we have. We have a loyalty program. So I'm just giving you easy, and that loyalty program gives bonuses based upon what they do. They get discounts that we can send them to when they do a specific action, if they refer someone, and it's automatically triggered inside of our different platforms that we have. And it's automatically segmented for what those actions are, that they actually get something of value back to them. So your goal is to make your particular segment of customers, especially those who refer, feel especially valued. Give them extra bonuses, no matter what service or offer that you have. Think about what can we do with those individuals that refer and keep them engaged and keep them referring for us in our business. Segmentation method number 22, event attendance. So event attendance. So after event, you'll want to follow differently with those who did go to the event and those who didn't go to the event. Have you ever subscribed or you clicked on one of the event or webinars and then you wanted to go, but then said, well, let me go ahead and catch the replay. And so if this is an individual who's catching the replay, what other things can you provide? Like and I will tell you a couple things that I can do for those individuals who are listening to this replay, but you want to make sure that you think about all these things up front as you're building out. How can you, if you're not just purchasing different email software to do anything, but how can I most maximize the dollars that I have and engage with my prospects, engage with my leads, engage with my customers, but and just make it real and say, how can I engage with people? Not just be so corporate-like, just have fun. How can I engage with people better? And how can you do that? Segment, segment, and segment. So the more you segment your list, the more you can get the right message in front of the right people at the right time. And then when you're doing that, you're doing all that work up front instead of trying to build it as you're flying. So just think of it as a map. You're just building a map of what that customer journey is going to look like and how you're going to engage with them, no matter what branch or what matter trail they go down. And that's what's going to be able to help you to be successful with whatever email marketing platform that you want to use. And the more you do it, the more fun it is. And the more fun is because you're able to convert more subscribers into customers and then the customers into loyal fans, because that's ultimately what we all want. We want to be able to have raving fans of our business, those 1,000, those 100, whatever that number is for you. What does that raving fan number look like? And how can you get enough people to that point? how can you provide enough value to those individuals to get to them to become raving loyal fans who refer other folks to you? And that's one of the things that when you're creating that marketing and email marketing segmentation list, that's what you want. How many folks can you get to that bucket? So what are the next steps? Start small. So I give you 22. So here you go. Here's some easy segmentation. So you can take a screenshot of this. Out of the 22, just write down which one, or put in the chat, which one do you think that you could do in the next 2 weeks as you're looking at what your product, what your offers are. And so there's easy ways for you to be able to segment. You can segment them by new subscribers, clicks, events, whatever you want to do. There's an easy way to do that, and focus on making sure that you can have something done and not have that paralysis by analysis. So it's the methods of segmentation typically require the least amount of effort, like I told before, and the highest ROI, because what you want to do is how can I find and how can I make sure that I'm figuring out who are those customers who really want to engage with me? Who can I find to be that raving fan for my business? Now, once you find that, you get more engagement, you get happy customers, and you generate more revenue so you can help other people, because that's what we're in the business for, is how can we help more people get what they want so we can get what they want so we can get what we want, and all that. Just like you know that Zig Ziglar talked about in the past. So we're here. So if you want to connect with us, it's hassle-free, 800.com. Let's chat. We're going to go ahead and jump into the chat and the questions. I'm easy to connect with on Alignable. You can connect with me. And one of the things that I'm going to do, if you want, once you connect with me on Alignable, then we can I'll give you the PDF files of all this information so you can go ahead and dive into it at a deeper and a later time, because the most important thing is just taking your time and figuring out how to do this up front and making sure things are getting done for you. So I'll provide all that information for you. And we're going to go ahead and jump into the chat and then.
Okay. Thank you, Kendall. That was awesome. That was definitely a lot of eye-opening information. I know myself personally, I've had a couple of email marketing campaigns where it was segmented out by about 2 or 3 of the things you just listed. Basically number of clicks and whether they reply or not, and that was about it. It was everybody was getting the same message. So this is definitely a lot of good, useful information. Okay, so we do have some questions. Hold on a second, I got to scroll back up to the beginning. Okay, so first thing, a couple people were asking if they can get PDFs of the PowerPoint.
Yeah, most definitely. Just connect with me on Alignable, Kendall E. Matthews, and I will send that over to you. And also when people are coming on board, if they want, just go ahead and put in worksheet, and I can give you a worksheet as well that goes with this presentation. And then that will be helpful for you just walking through, because there's 94 slides. It's a lot of slides to go through. So I condensed all of this into a 2-pager. So those individuals who just want, hey, just give me the good stuff. I don't want the fluff. Okay. So they can get that.
And the next question was from Henry. Can you explain the difference between an abandoned form and a shopping cart?
Gotcha. So there's the banding form is if someone goes into so I use Aweber, and I know when individuals are going through my process that they've clicked on a specific page and then they fell off of that page. So they abandoned that form. Then a shopping cart, if you're e-commerce, if you're selling something, they're going through that shopping cart process and you're going to purchase something. So that abandoned form, they move off of that, whatever that form is, but they can also do that on a shopping cart when they want to purchase. What you can have, Henry, is different triggers for what happens next if they jump off of that. So for example, if they come off of your abandoned form, then there can be a pop-up from that form, because if you don't sell a particular e-commerce product. So that's what that is. So it's e-commerce versus non-e-commerce products. So you're just doing consulting, or if you're having a specific product like a tool business that you're focused on.
Okay. And with that, does anybody have any questions they want to ask? We've got anybody out there want to come off on mute and ask a question?
My name is Lawrence, and my question is pretty basic. I love the idea that you offered with the segment. My question is, I run two different businesses. One is the Chamber of Commerce, and then I also run my own art. And I'm trying to, so one is a product and the other one is a service.
Mhm.
And when you're doing a service, I could see this really applicable to being of assistance. But I'm a little trying to figure out how the product for art.
For art, like artwork?
Fine work, yeah, fine artwork.
Mhm.
How this would help. I mean, I could break it down after I get your information, probably a lot more, which I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I
But
can tell you.
go ahead.
Yeah, so here's product. Remove the product out of your mind.
Okay.
So that it's the person.
Okay.
So that's what I think a lot of people get, business owners and even myself in the past, get tripped up on. What
Mhm.
product does this person want? I need to
Right.
forget all
Right.
that. That's not
Okay.
making a person. You
Right.
know,
Right.
and this person has feelings, and they have a feeling a certain way for art. So, for example, and we can segment this right now for you. Give you a great example for
Okay.
your artwork. Do you have high end buyers? Do you have low end buyers?
Yeah. Yeah,
All
I
right.
do.
There you go. So you know
Yeah.
I'm going with this, right, Lauren?
I do. I do. I do.
Easy segmentation.
I see it now. I see exactly. And I think you're wholly right about that. I was stuck on the product and I was trying to figure out how to get that message out there instead of the person.
Right.
So I think I really believe that that's like a light bulb right now. I just tell you that. The light bulb went on. So
No,
thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah, and the only reason why we use the word segment is because so many marketers and so many folks have been driving that down to people to say segment. You know what? I would really love to say people. I would really love to say that, but most people don't. I need to talk to them at a different level, like in this, in the Q&A session. Hey,
Right.
you know all that fancy terms I talked about, those marketing speak terms? Forget that.
Right. Thank you.
Hey, so I'm unmuted. Does that mean I just start talking?
Hey, John.
Hey, Kendall, how you doing, man?
Hey, good seeing you again.
You too. So this is great. When you were talking about eWeber as your preferred choice to send these out,
Yeah.
Currently we use ours through, we have basically one format for everything. It's our sales portal. It's our tea time booker. It's our on-site restaurant ordering portal. And I'm pretty sure that we send out our weekly emails through the list of our members. And we've got it segmented a couple different ways. But if we were to switch to something like eWeber, how difficult would it be for us to transfer our email addresses to that? We have to do them one at a time because, of course, I'm going to be turning this over to my wife, and I don't want to dump something more on her plate.
No, exactly. Yeah. So I've been a part of AWeber for about 10 years now. I'm also a certified partner with AWeber because I've been so long with them. I know exactly kind of how things work. So they can connect with me and I can show them that process. But what I love about AWeber, John, and you're going to go ahead and do it whoop whoop for what I'm going to tell you right now, is that they will do free migration for you. Most other companies don't do that.
And so is that, do you pay for the service? How much is that?
No, they will do free migration for any company that wants to move over to AWeber. And so they will do that as a service for those folks who are new coming on board. And the reason being is because a lot of folks who try to do it manually either do it the wrong way and they're like, let's skip this. Let's provide this for them. They don't have time. They say they want to do it, but they don't. So that's why I partner with them, because they make it easy for the people that I enjoy working with to make it easy for them. And that's one of the requirements that I look for. So free migration with AWeber. If you want to connect with me, then I can walk you through the people that I talk with and make sure you get on board with them if you want.
Absolutely. Next week when I have more time, I'll get in touch with you, Kendall, and we'll talk some more about this then.
I'm easy to find.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, take an admin timeout for a second, just to remind everybody if they would take their personal information, contact information, and throw it into the chat so that we have a record of who all was here. And does anybody else have any questions?
I wanted to ask, will this presentation be on YouTube that we can go back and watch it later? Because I've been writing seriously and I've still missed a few things.
Yeah. So you
yeah.
connect with me on Alignable, because this is what this is going through. I can send you the presentation so you can mark your notes, but I will also be doing a different type of presentation, condensed on my YouTube channel. That's going to be awesome. So if you want to connect and subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you can see that, because I'm going to go through a series of information starting this weekend. And it's going to be very great and helpful for individuals who are either kind of knowing about email, but and want to get started. Because I believe that email marketing is not just about sending information, like I was telling Lawrence, it's about connecting with people. So I don't want just the email address. I'm sorry, I should be quiet because I get too excited about talking about this. So I'll give some more tips on my YouTube video about the real purpose of why you want to use email marketing.
Okay, and also
Thank
just
you.
to clarify, I know Beatrice will be editing this, and then she'll have it posted. I believe it usually shows up on the Ask SMB Anything group up on the right side on the edge there. There'll be a link to it. She'll probably get that up tomorrow. That's the way how she normally does it. Okay, is there any other questions? If not, I have one of my own.
All right.
So, okay, so when doing this kind of segmenting, is there a, how do I say this? Is there a trick to how you figure out what material needs to go to which segment?
Oh, yes, yes. So here's the trick, folks. If you're listening to this, and this is probably this is worth the price of admission. So I would go to your frequently asked questions. Your frequently asked questions. Once you line up, because you know different segments or different people ask different type of questions. So once you build out your frequently asked questions that you already have, then you just develop that and then send that information back to them. That's a shortcut, a trick to use the content that you already have and then provide it to them based upon what they want. And once they click on that and they say, all right, I want to have the Monet, or do I want to have the Banksy? So then you say, all right, I'm clicking on, and once they click that, then you have, all right, here's how much the Monet costs. You talk about the price, you talk about the value, you talk about the history of that, and then make it easier for them to purchase. Because one of the things I want to share with people is how to be able to create, forget having a website, having a one-page, a landing page, a one-page website that actually sells for you through this email marketing campaign. So you don't need to have those fancy websites at all. You just have to have one page, tell them what you are, tell them what your product or value is, and then give them the easy opportunity to sell. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be.
Oops, got to unmute. Sorry. All right.
No, that's a good question.
Well, this is very good information, Kendall. I completely appreciate the work you put into that slide deck. It was very, very informative, right to the point.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that has any questions?
Yeah, this is Jack Evans with Maintenance Best. Kendall, great presentation. I've been doing email marketing using MailChimp.
Oh.
And but I haven't been doing the segmentation. And we provide blue collar workers to a lot of different companies and people, but I can see the segmentation working because a mechanic or a company that's interested in mechanics is not necessarily interested in working or interested in say maintenance workers or something like that. So this is perfect. A really great idea. I appreciate the presentation.
No, exactly. Yeah, and MailChimp's a great company for some of the things that they do. So you're on your way. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is something that a lot of us small business owners who are doing our own everything get, MailChimp and set up an email drip campaign, but you never really understand exactly what the heck you're supposed to be doing in there. So you're kind of, and that's when I, obviously, yeah, you want the funnel thing. You're supposed to be like, okay, sure. But this is the first time I've ever actually seen the meat behind the scenes of what are you supposed to be funneling to or for or how.
They don't tell you that.
This was really, really good.
They don't tell you that. They just want to go ahead for you to sign up for their software and
Yeah.
pay the monthly fee.
You spend $20 a month, and it's basically so you can just blast the same crappy email out to everybody that doesn't read it anyway. So what are you doing? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree. This is excellent, Kendall, particularly for businesses that are just launching. So they're I'm just beginning to build that email list, and I have about 50 people on it so far. So this is a great time for me to start now to segment those people and send them only what they are most likely to respond to, or to ask them what they want, or you've given me a lot of ideas here on ways to approach those people so they will tell other people. And just when I said that brought up something else. Do you find that referrals tend to be like people, for instance, like he was talking about the auto mechanics, I know that auto mechanics are more likely to refer more auto mechanics, but are auto mechanics also likely to refer parts stores or, affiliated, related markets, or just, the next door neighbor? You might want to check out this website and see, because they know other things are available, but they're only interested in certain parts of it.
Yes. And then, Billy, that's why there's nowadays so important to utilize something called Google My Business Profile. And so Google My Business Profile, and then utilize write a review or refer of your business. And then if they do that and make it easy for them to talk about your business, that's what gives you even more power, because you're using the algorithms of Google and their AI to find more like folks. So, and refer to. So when that person sees, oh, well, I know this mechanic company used, and then they wrote a review that I can see on Google, they must be legit. It makes conversation so much easier. And why do I know this? Because I've done it. So my focus for the restaurant, and I told my folks I helped them out since to grow it, is we're not selling barbecue. What we're selling is experience for catering jobs. Catering jobs. I'll sell you a $30 barbecue brisket all the time. That's no big deal. I want the $300,000 to $1,000 catering job for the company. And how we do that? Referrals, reviews of the sauce, reviews of the food, and using Google reviews and all the different review platforms out there to make it easier for people to refer.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's what
this
he's
has been
referring
awesome.
to. What he was referring to is actually changed names a couple of months ago. Google redid a naming, and it's called the Google Business Profile.
Business Profile, yes.
Yeah. And it's what it drives. To give you a little more explanation on that, it's where you find your Google reviews, but it's also what drives when you Google search for something, and it comes up with a little map on the side that has the 3 or 4 closest businesses to you on that, or whatever, for whatever you looked up, car mechanics or whatever, and it'll show. that's the business profile that they're talking about. So you can go on there and make your profile or claim one if somebody already made you one, because you might have had a review in there already and don't even know it. And Google verifies your address by sending you something in the mail, and you got a code, you got to go back on there and put it in and create that profile. You can post to it just like it's social media as well. You can add pictures, you can put online posts, and obviously the more interactive you are with your profile, the more activity on it, the higher up in the search listings you become. And the next thing you know, you're on that front, because they only show 2 or 3 and the rest you got to hit the see more button. So the goal to that is to get in the top 3 in your area for whatever industry you're in, so that you start showing up on the first page. So then I've actually been very successful at doing that in my area. So I don't have to worry as much about Google search results, because I'm right there on the map on the front page anyways. So that kind of helps you out with your back end SEO and all that other stuff, because it kind of circumvents it. But that's definitely something to look at.
And you know what I've done with my Google business profile? I put my email capture information in there. So I want to take them off of Google and I want to get their information.
Yeah.
Or you put your email platforms in there. And that's why it's important for you to, hey, I want to be able to capture, I want to get them from one area to on my list, wherever I'm at. And I've been very successful doing that with that Google business profile, whatever they're calling it now.
Yeah, that's a very good tip as well, because a lot of people don't think of that. You got your email thing, and then over here you're doing your Facebook thing, and over here you're doing the Google thing, and like you just said, that's if you drive all the traffic to the one list.
One list. And so this is what the nugget here is: focus on building your email list no matter where you're at. So, for example, you go to my YouTube channel, you type in my name, Kendall Matthews. When you go to my description box, my email capture is there. I'm giving you something of value right away in my description, because I want them off of YouTube and on my list for those who raise their hand. If you're just someone who wants the information and want to look at the video, fine. Don't subscribe to the email list. But if you want to have a deep relationship with me and the people that I know and that I can refer you to help you grow your service-based business, then you follow on the list. So, like, for example, one of my videos has 13,000 people who watched it out. How many people of those 13,000 actually signed up to my list? Oh, probably about 200. That's all I want. And that's just all I need.
Yeah, it's very, very, very useful, especially because the ones that sign up are more interested, as opposed to just cold call blasting 14,000 people. Okay, does anybody else have any questions? All right, so what will if anybody has any other questions? If not, I would like to thank Kendall again. That was an awesome presentation. Thank everybody for being here. And
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Kendall.
Yep. And I just got a private message from somebody that said that Beatrice usually does this. She can pass the chat to people. So I'll let her take care of that. She has a system. So I appreciate you guys putting up with me, even though I'm not Beatrice. And I hope everybody enjoyed this presentation as much as I did. I think it was very awesome. I'm getting all kinds of traffic through here saying great job, and it was amazing. So thank you again very much. And I'll let this run for a couple minutes, and we will, if we don't have any other questions, I think that's pretty much all we have for right now. And we're going to be able to end 2 minutes early. So good job, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This was awesome.
All right.